on Saturday night. I gave you my review on the shorts tab. Now it's time for actual spoilers. This time, in this video. Alright, let's roll the intro. Hello everyone, Bryce Ethan White here, and welcome back to the channel for another movie review. This time I will be reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's 2 again, even though I already did it over the weekend on the shorts tab. This time I'm gonna be mentioning spoilers, so warning, if you haven't seen the full movie, then don't watch this video, because it is gonna be full of spoilers. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's in the title of the video, it's in the thumbnail. You know what you're about to get yourself into. You know. Don't get it twisted, alright? With that being said, once again, I really enjoyed this movie for what it was. It's not great, it's not perfect, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Even Jason Blum, like, the people who worked on this movie, they said best. They made this for the fans, you know, people like me who grew up with Five Nights at Freddy's actually get all the references. And if you're not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, you're very unfamiliar with the games, I suggest you go see something else. Like, go see the new Avatar movie that's coming out this Friday, I think it's this Friday. I don't know yet. Or maybe it might be last Friday. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if you're not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, this movie isn't for you. Now to get on to the spoilers and Easter eggs, and yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot. Not too many, but we do have a lot of Easter eggs and spoilers. Kicking things off, once again, I really like the opening where it's a flashback to the pizzeria that we are seeing right now on screen. A little girl sees, and that's supposed to be like the marionette. She sees William Afton kidnap a young boy, brings him to the back of the kitchen and kills him. So she tries to go to every adult and be like, hey, this little boy, he got kidnapped by a guy in a bunny suit. The adults are like, hey yo, I'm doing something right now. Like, one of them is like, I'm doing something right now. Go tell your parents. And then she goes to these two adults and they're like, excuse me, adults are talking. Did nobody see the boy getting kidnapped by William Afton? Did nobody see that? Are we all blind or something? Yeah, I think we are blind. I think they're blind, and that little girl's the only one who notices it. So she follows William Afton. She peeks through the kitchen. She sees him like cleaning off, I don't know, like it could be a knife, it could be something on his, no, because if water gets into like the spring lock, then it's a wrap for him. So I'm guessing he's cleaning a knife. She then sees the boy on the floor. She picks him up. She tries to like carry him out, and then we see William Afton like go after her. And once she gets out on stage, she lets out this huge scream. Meanwhile, everybody's sitting here thinking that's part of the show. A little boy got kidnapped. He actually got kidnapped by the owner of this place, and you think that's okay, all right. So that's how adults talk in the early 1980s, I guess. All right, I guess that's also how they thought or something. I don't know. I wasn't around during that time, so I don't know. She then drops to the floor, and we see like blood coming, like bleeding out from the back, and I'm like, okay. All right, they pushing the boundaries a little bit, all right. And then we see her like fall into this trap door where she is being held by the marionette, pissed off, probably looking pissed off at all the parents. And the marionette's design looks pretty good for live action. They somehow managed to pull that off. That's awesome right there. And then after like the opening credits, oh wait, before I go on, I do like the actual opening before we get like the Blumhouse production title, before that like that Blumhouse production intro. We see William Afton backstage and be like, "Are you ready, kids?" He didn't actually say that, but you get the point. If you've seen the movie, you get the point. Are you ready for Freddy? Oh, that is so terrible. We then cut to, I think, Mike and his sister Abby. Abby's still upset that her friends are broken and she wants to go back to the old pizzeria. She wants to see them again. She wants them fixed up. And Mike tells her that, "Look, Abby, I'ma fix them. But knowing that ain't gonna happen. Abby, do you not remember what happened the last time you were at Freddy's? You almost got killed, and you want to go back." The world we live in. Jesus Christ. What is with this little girl? We do see a scene where Abby is on the bus and she's telling the stories to other kids about everything that happened in the first movie. And listen, they all think you're crazy, and you know what? I don't blame them. One girl on the bus said, "Hey, you want to sit next to us during lunch?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, I will." Okay, good. Even though we think you're crazy too. They probably think she's crazy as well, and she just needs some friends, like real life friends, real humans to talk to, and not robots. And then in this next scene, we see Abby in her classroom. We see her teacher talking about, "All right, so we got this thing on Saturday. I'm gonna need y'all to build your best creation." And another thing, this whole Freddy Fazbear shit is bullshit. He's saying, "This is bullshit. This whole Fazbear thing is bullshit." And one kid's like, "It's called Freddy Faz." "I don't care what it's called." Shit, okay, man. All right, okay, all right. I got you. All right, I got you. If y'all dare try anything slick, I'm gonna send y'all home with a big fat F. And the kid was like, "F for Fazbear?" F for Freddy? Oh, kids. So the teacher goes up to Abby and be like, "Okay, Abby, this event is on Saturday, and you're planning on showing wherever the hell this is, and I don't think you're ready." She says, "Well, I will be ready by Saturday. All right, just give me a chance, all right?" And he's like, "I don't think you're ready. Robotics ain't for everybody." And then we see him like cross her name out, and I'm like, all right, the movie needs somebody for the animatronics to kill, which will play a part later on, which we all know it will, because listen, this is just an excuse for Abby like to send like one of her robot friends to kill her teacher, and we need something to build that up. So yeah, here you go. The kid next to Abby is like, "I'm surprised you haven't tried to like fix your friends yourself." And of course, later on, she goes back to the pizzeria from the last movie. Her brother Mike, he gets home, finds this letter that says, "Yo, I'm at Freddy's." So Mike follows her there. She sees Abby sit on the floor like, "Where are they? Why aren't they here anymore?" And Mike is like, "I'm very sorry. I didn't know how else to tell you. I can't fix them. I'm not a mechanic or robotics." So, or what I just said probably doesn't make any sense. Look, I'm not a mechanic, all right? I don't know how to fix robots. And so Mike's like, "Hey, I got an idea. I know how to cheer you up." So they go over to the prize section, and this leads to a reference that many people might not get, but if you're on TikTok a lot, then you might get this joke.
Oh, maybe not.
And I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, they actually included that joke in the film. I wasn't expecting that at all. And so Abby, she sees something, walks over, picks it up. The thing is called a fast talker. And like we all predict, that's gonna come in handy later as well. And like just in just about 20 minutes or so. And so we see this group of people driving towards the second location. And in this movie, there's supposed to be like a ghost hunting team, some like Ghostbusters, something like Luigi's Mansion. You know, like one of those shows where it's just the people like discover abandoned houses or abandoned place and they think there's ghosts in them. That's what it felt like watching on the big screen. And then we see this character from, if you played Five Nights at Freddy's 2, that's Michael Afton, the son of William Afton, being a security guard and watching over the place until sunrise. I mean, if you played the games, then you know. And so they all walk in, explore the place, and Michael shows the girl the toy animatronics, and they're once again, their designs look awesome, just like how they did in the games. And then the girl asks, hey, what about Foxy? Why is there only like 3 animatronics on the stage? And Michael explains that Foxy, also known as Mangle in the second game, was torn apart by kids and she couldn't be put back together. Michael says, kids can be so heartless. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. And then we hear a little bit of the music box. And then she takes out her headphone and be like, hey guys, hear something? They're like, no. And so we see the girl following the music, trying to find out where it's coming from. And then we see one of the guys investigating something, I get like a light. And then it randomly cuts off. He falls into the water. The marionette shows up. Like, it doesn't even show up. He just jump scare her, and the jump scare just felt weak, in my opinion. It didn't really do nothing to scare me all that much. And then the guy's like, kid want to come to this place for birthday parties. We then cut back to our female character where she's in the basement and like backstage, and then she finds the music box and she finds out what's making the music. It's this thing that's by the music box, so she goes to turn it off, and well, that's your ass. We already saw that coming. She is dead, y'all. She is going to die. So the music box slowly opens up, and we see the marionette slowly rise up from her nap. The girl screams, and the marionette just like, ah! And then we see one of the guys with Michael. He hears her scream, and then he calls out his name, like, hey yo, where you at? And then he looks at Michael Afton and be like, what did you do? And he's like, I ain't telling you nothing. We then see Mango pick him up and takes him out. We see this other guy fall into the water, and then we see his flashlight flicker and be like, come on, you stupid thing, work. And then it works. We see like a little marionette plushy puppet thing, I don't know what it's called, fall into the water. He starts looking around like, oh my god, what's about to happen? This dumbass looks down. He looks down and see a bunch of little marionettes down there, and they'll be like, yeah, your ass gonna, yeah, we got you now. You dead as hell now, man. He's like, oh my god, no. And they killed him. They killed him. They killed him. He's gone. We ain't seen these people no more. We then cut back to Abby with her fast talker and be like, come on guys, I know you in there somewhere. And then we see Mike standing at the door looking at his sister, all sad, like, man, I kind of feel bad for her. But no worries, don't worry about that for right now. We randomly cut back to Vanessa at the getting a good workout, and then she randomly starts seeing her father like appear out of nowhere, especially in the bunny suit. And I'm like, okay, this gotta be a dream she's having, or she might be on drugs. Who knows? Don't do drugs, kids, because they're bad for you. And then it shows her going through this like Nightmare on Elm Street nightmare scene where she is seeing her father like teleporting and all that, both in human form and in the bunny in the spring Bonnie costume, I will say. And during this scene, by the way, this whole scene has nothing to do with the movie, alright? You can cut it out and it won't be missed. I'm telling you that right now. During this scene, we randomly get a circus baby cameo, and I'm like, okay, now I'm thinking about it. Are they going to actually use this? Is this gonna come in handy down the line years later, or is this just here just to be here? Like, is this an Easter egg just to be an Easter egg? Like, that's gotta be explained, but they don't explain that. And then we see Vanessa shoot her father, and then we see him fall to his death. I'm like, all right, either this is a nightmare she having, or she actually really on drugs. We then cut back to Abby, who wakes up in the middle of the night after the fast talker spelled her name, and then she gets up in the middle of the night while Mike's asleep, and she takes her bike, and the fast talker is like, hurry up, Abby, we're waiting for you, alright? So she goes to the pizzeria, not the first one, the second one, alright? I'm talking the second one. And then she goes inside, she meets Toy Chica, voiced by Megan Fox, and Toy Chica is like, Abby, you come back, welcome back, come give me a hug. And so Abby goes up, gives Toy Chica a hug, and Toy Chica's like, oh, it's alright, it's okay, we miss you. It's alright. It's the next morning, and we see Vanessa come up to the house, and I thought Abby was still gonna be at the pizzeria, but it turns out she's right back at home, just in a snap, in 2 seconds. Now I'm like, how the hell did she get home that quick before sunrise? And Vanessa is telling Mike, hey look man, we gotta talk, alright? We gotta talk about Abby again. We cut to their conversation, and Vanessa is like, look, you gotta stop your sister from seeing those animatronics, alright? And Mike's like, look, they're her friends, and Vanessa's like, listen man, I know what I said, alright? She needs to stop seeing them, alright? She needs to stop going back to that place. After what happened the last time, Mike is like, look, it's probably just her imagination. Like, she probably had like a dream or something. It's just, like, she got this fast talker that she got. It's probably part of her imagination or something. Mike, are you serious, man? Are you really that dumb? I guess you are. You are really that dumb. You're such a dumbass. And so we see Vanessa going into the pizzeria. She's got her gun. She got her flashlight. Look, she's ready for war. She wasn't like this, but she was definitely something else in the movie, alright? She then goes downstairs. She then sees that the trap door is open. She goes downstairs to the music box. She calls out the little girl that we seen at the beginning of the film. She calls out her name. The girl says, you here to put me back to sleep? And Vanessa's like, look, I know what you want, but it ain't happened, okay? I know that was years ago, but you are not setting foot outside this pizzeria, alright? And the girl's like, look, I've been trapped here for years now. I want to get out this body and get back to my normal life. But then Vanessa's like, look, I know you want to get out there and hurt people. I can't let that happen. And so this, I thought it was going to lead to a death scene, but Vanessa is still alive. She is still alive. The girl asks the marionette, jump out, scares her. Meanwhile, we cut back to Abby at her event at school that's taking place on a Saturday. We see everybody else's projects, and Abby has a glass replica of Chica. She has her own like little Chica robot, and then we see her like bump into the professor, and the professor's like, what even is this? This is terrible. I see what you're trying to do here, but I don't want you to embarrass yourself. And then she takes Abby's project out of her hand and drops it on the floor on purpose and be like, oh my God, I am so sorry this happened to you. listen, if you leave right now, I will give you full credit and you will pass. Alright. She leaves the building, gets on her bike. She goes back to Freddy's, goes up to Chica. Chica's like, Abby, what's wrong? What's going on with you? Why you look so sad? And Abby is like, it's Mr. Burns. He broke my project I was going to present to the class. And Toy Chica is like, hey, it's okay. I'll be your science project. But at the same time, we all know what's going to happen in the next couple of scenes. So Toy Chica tells Abby, like, if you want me to be your science project, you gotta let me out of this pizzeria first. And Abby's like, okay. And so Chica takes her to this office to put in the code. We see Vanessa being held hostage by the marionette, and Vanessa's like, listen, I know what you want, just let me go, all right? I'll let you out of here, okay? Please. Abby puts in the code, and then we see Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie, both voiced by Keelan Goff and Matt Pack, the gamer theory guy. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record. I'm tired of repeating myself, but their designs are awesome. And then Abby says, wait, I only have my bike. How are we gonna get there? And once again, the GOAT appears for another cameo.
You can start calling me Corey X Hollywood.
Famous YouTuber Corey Kenshin makes an appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He sees Abby getting in the back and be like, oh my god, kid, you again? Are you serious? Look, you gotta get out of here. And then Chica gets in the car. Corey turns his mirror to her and be like, oh Jesus Christ. And he's like, yo, I gotta get a new job, man. This ain't working. Hey, it was nice seeing Corey Kenshin again on the big screen. We then see Mike talking to Henry, and Henry's like, yeah, I was into all that stuff when I was much younger, and it just caused me everything that I had. He also keeps all these newspapers of the entertainment industry, also as well as William Afton, as well as the 5 kids that had gone missing at Freddy's, as well as a picture of the girl with, if you see the black and white stripes on her shirt, it ties her to the marionette. So Mike goes to the pizzeria. So Mike goes through a secret window. He breaks into the pizzeria, and we get to see the Wither animatronics on the big screen for the first time. Oh, I wish they would have used them more, but hey, it was great seeing them. It was great seeing them. Meanwhile, Abby is back at the school with Toy Chica, and her professor is like, are you serious? You really bought someone to dress up in a costume and call that a project? Like, no, you failed. And we all know what happens. Toy Chica's like, I'm going to see what's going on inside of his head. But we all know that's going to lead to his death scene, so I don't think I really need to speak on that. Back at the pizzeria, Mike is walking through the place. He hears a noise, and it's Vanessa that got tied up, kidnapped, put into this little locker. Mike hears her and then got her out there and like, oh my god, are you okay? You okay? She like,
bitch, do I look okay to you? I'm tied up, right?
They walk through the pizzeria as we see, and she is just randomly explaining to us there's one ghost here and the marionette. After she was killed, I feel like I'm seeing her. Okay, now I'm like, all right, she gotta be on drugs or something. And Mike is like, you really gonna tell me this right now? As we're walking through the water, as we walking through a cave, you really about to tell me this right now? You serious? So they go into the office where they're about to start playing the actual game. For once. I mean, that's what I came here to see. Mike is like, okay, so how we find Abby? Vanessa is on this computer and she's saying that, look, the girl that died, she don't blame her father, she blames the parents. And also, a way we can find Abby is that we have these trackers on the computer that is tracking their every move, and the moment that they leave the building, it drains their power. Mike's like, all right, so I'm gonna stay here, disconnect the system while you go find her. All right. Vanessa gives them these walkie-talkies so they could talk to each other. And that's when we finally get Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in real life. Once she leaves the pizzeria, we finally see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on the big screen where they're playing the actual game. We've been waiting like an hour now for this, and here it is, finally. We've been waiting for like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that for this moment, and we're just now getting it. Slow ass moving, slow ass movie, slow ass pasting. We then see Toy Freddy at Fast Fest, and one of the kids like, dude, that's an amazing costume. And he's like, thank you, but now I'm going to go and take care of some very bad people. We see Mike programming Toy Chica to come back to the pizzeria, and then as he's doing that, the Wither animatronics finally wake up and do something for once in this film. We cut to this old man who is looking like he's putting something together, but he's tired, and his wife's like, honey, get inside, you might catch some mosquitoes. As he's about to close the garage door, we see Toy Freddy randomly standing there, and look, if you listen, this movie's very predictable in a lot of ways. We know Toy Freddy's gonna go in there and kill that family, alright? We see Toy Bonnie peeking through this kid's window as she's about to fall asleep. Meanwhile, we get this quick little cameo from Shadow Bonnie. If you pause the movie at the right time, you will see Shadow Bonnie making an appearance. While Vanessa is driving, we see Mango make an appearance and like tries to like run her off the road so Mango can take her out the car and kill her. And the jump scare didn't really get me that much. That was very weak. It didn't really do nothing to make me jump in my seat. Toy Freddy is in these people's house and he's about to kill him, looks like. We see a woman walking by the kitchen and goes to turn off the TV. And we see Toy Freddy in their house and about to kill him. We see Mango and Vanessa just swerving on the road like Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi! Toy Freddy is like, you left me to die. And the man was like, what do we do you? We don't know you. Like, seriously. Vanessa comes to save the day by crashing into their house with her car. That is millions of dollars in property damage. You gonna pay up? Come on, pay up. Now, Wither Freddy is trying to get into Mike's office, but then Mike is like, oh my god, how do I make this guy go away? That mask wouldn't work, but then he puts it on anyways. And question is, how did he know to put that on? Like, nobody told him to do that. Like, he just randomly did it. It's just there. We see Toy Bonnie talking to the little girl, and the mother's like, stop talking to your imaginary friends. And Toy Bonnie's like, I'm gonna see if your mother will let us stay up for the night. But in reality, yeah, she's dead too. We do see Balloon Boy finally make an appearance, only just to be killed off. Like 0.5 seconds later. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Oh well, I guess he's dead. He ain't coming back. Toy Bonnie is about to get rid of her mother. Toy Bonnie is about to kill this woman. And the little girl's like, no, stop, you can't do that. Wither Foxy comes into the scene, and Mike thought the mask was gonna work on him, but in the game, it doesn't. He only goes away if you like do this with the flashlight. Just in his eyes. I'm surprised he didn't do that in the movie, because that would have been random as hell. Toy Bonnie is ready to just end it. He is ready to just end this woman. The little girl's like, no, don't do that. And Toy Bonnie's like, look, all parents need to be punished, alright? So you gotta get out the way and let me do my job. Mike disables Toy Bonnie just in time before Mike disables all the animatronics just in time before Toy Bonnie could do literally anything, alright? So we see Vanessa, her car's towed up, her walkie-talkie is busted, and one of the characters, listen, this side character, he don't do anything, and it's probably a good thing he was left out throughout most of the film. He sees Vanessa, and he's like, yo, Vanessa, you need a ride? Like, yes, please, take me to Mike's house. So they go to Mike's house. She closes the door behind her, and once she gets in there, Abby is possessed by the marionette. Well, first of all, to explain that, Abby brought Toy Chica back to the house. She started like crack up and all that. And then out comes the marionette, go out and possessed her. And right when she was about to kill Vanessa, Mike comes in just in time with the music box, and that got rid of the marionette. Well, for now at least, because the marionette might be back in the next film. We don't know yet. Michael Afton comes out of nowhere with the toy animatronics. He's like, listen, I'm about to kill all y'all, right? I am a part of the William Afton legacy, and you, sister, should be a part of it as well. Meanwhile, Vanessa's like, look, you can't do this, all right? This is not a game, okay? Michael's like, look, I don't care. I do whatever I want. Rather you're with it or you not. And then for some reason, we get this Avengers Endgame ass ending. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We get this Avengers Endgame ending where the old animatronics from the last movie comes and takes out the toy animatronic. Michael Afton tried to run out there, but then the black guy comes in like bam. We then see Abby have this sad moment where she's talking to the animatronics that from the last movie that just that shut down. And one of the kids goes, I'm like, look, he is gonna come back stronger than ever, alright? We can't do anything about that. I wish we could, but unfortunately we can't. I think Michael was trying to like ask him a question, but by that time, he disappeared. And then he tells Vanessa, look, get out my house. Get out my house, all right? I'm sick of you, all right? Get out my house. And so everybody leaves, and we see Vanessa getting possessed by a marionette, and that's how the movie ends. Once again, look, y'all, once again, I enjoyed this movie for what it was, but Jesus, there are so many problems with this film. One of those problems being it's very predictable. Like, we already know what's going to happen. Like, we can already predict the kills before it even happens. And during the end credits, we hear "It's Been So Long" by the Tombstones or something. I forgot their names. I'm glad to look it up. Okay, well, it's the Tombstones. Alright. Okay. I had to do my little research, because I forgot. And this is the last bit of spoilers I'm going to cover, alright? During the post-credits scene, we see a bunch of guys walking into, like, they basically, like, robbing the old place for, like, a Halloween haunted house. And then they go into this room, and they see a costume and be like, hey, yo, we should take this. We should like put this in the haunted house. But in reality, they didn't take it. They actually like kept it in there. And of course, it's Springtrap. I'm not even that surprised at all. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 might not come out till like, I don't know, 2028. I'm gonna be like 21 to age 22 by that time. Can we like speed up the process a little bit? Yeah, people, that's about it. That was my spoiler review for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The movie, not the game, alright? What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you see it? Did you not like it? Did you like it? Have you not seen it? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications so you won't miss another video. Go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. All links down there in the description below for you to go check out. I'm gonna get out here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, wherever time you're watching this. Alright, 2 videos right here for you to go check out yourself. Have a good day. Peace.